What's going on, everyone? David here. So finally, I was able to take this camera out, the Osmo Pocket 3, and I wanted to do a test with the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Canon Powershot V10. And mainly because I think these two cameras are competitors. They both have 1-inch sensors. They're both, you can put them in your pocket, and I think they're great for travel. So I just did a little walk, and I'm going to show you this clip of me walking. I want you to listen to the audio. I have the audio switching back and forth. Look at the stabilization, as well as look at the color science from both cameras, the high dynamic range. I want you to look at all that. And then I did some screenshots. I'm going to show you guys the screenshots, and you'll be blown away with the image quality of one over the other. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We post videos every week, so make sure you subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you get notified. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to play the clip first, and I'm going to do more tests when it comes to these cameras because I think, like I said, I think they're competitors. I think they're both great cameras, but I think one really outperforms the other, and so you guys can let me know what you think. So we'll play the clip first, and then we'll come back. All right, we're doing a comparison of the Canon Powershot V10 and the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So just gonna walk around so you can see the image stabilization. I have the Canon on just regular IS, and of course the Osmo Pocket is stabilized on a gimbal, mechanical gimbal. So I just want to show you the difference. We're going to walk a little bit, then I'll turn it around. You guys can hear the sound, so we'll do a sound test too of both so you can get an idea of how they sound out of camera. I'm not using wind muffs or anything like that, so we'll just walk around a little bit. Now I know the gimbal, mechanical gimbal, should be better when it comes to the stabilization compared to the digital stabilization that's coming with the Canon. Now both the Canon and the Osmo Pocket, they're 1-inch sensors, so they are better in low light. So we'll have to test that later in low light, but we're just doing a walk now. Now I'm not walking on an even surface on purpose, just so you see how things look when you're walking. Maybe if you're hiking and things like that. Obviously I'm not hiking, I'm on the grass, but you get the point. We'll also see what the dynamic range looks like. I'll turn around facing the sun so you can see the picture quality. Shooting 4K 30 frames per second on both cameras. So here we go with the dynamic range, so you can see how they handle dynamic range. We'll walk all the way back, and just looking at the screens in the back, looks like the Osmo Pocket is handling the dynamic range better. So you can see the sun there, and you can see the Osmo Pocket looks like it's exposing for the sun, but you can still see the grass in front. Whereas Canon looks like it's a little, can't really see the grass as well. There's more shadow in there. And so I'll test the sound in both so you can see how they sound. There's a little breeze, not much, but you might have a little bit of distortion. So let me know what you guys think. I think both cameras are great, but I like the Osmo Pocket 3 a little bit better. Okay, so that was my little walkthrough. So you guys, if you guys were paying attention to some of the things I was talking about, especially the audio on the Osmo Pocket is so much better than the audio on the Canon. And as I was playing it back and switching the audio back and forth, I was amazed at how great the audio sounds in the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now this was just straight out of camera. I didn't have any wind muffs or anything on the mics, and the Canon Powershot mics are larger. So I would assume that they would be better. I assume that they would be better. But the Osmo Pocket has 3 mics, and it sounds really good. Stereo sound. I really really liked it. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you guys some of the screenshots that I pulled up, and this will really show you the image quality. And I'm going to write on here so you guys can see exactly where what I'm talking about. So first off, you can look at the color science. You can see that the Powershot is warmer. It's actually much warmer. The DJI is a little cooler. You see it's a little more blue. The DJI, in my opinion, was more true to life. This was oversaturated. Canon was oversaturated, in my opinion. And if you look at the sky, just look at the sky here. Look at how nice and blue the sky is. And here on the Canon, it's blown out. The sky's blown out. Now, one other thing I want to take a look at. Look at the tree. You can see more detail in this tree. If you switch over to the Canon, you see it's very, very muddy. You don't see much detail when it comes to the tree, and it's almost even overexposed in some areas, like down here on this house. So when it comes to DJI, it looks like they do a better job of balancing the light. You're not getting that overexposure, and you see more detail. You see some shadows in the tree, which makes it look a little bit more realistic. Whereas here, it's just, in my opinion, it's really, really muddy. If you're looking at the grass, you can put them side by side here, and this is a good way you can see where this is cooler and this is more true to life, in my opinion. Look at the grass; it looks real. Whereas here, the grass, it doesn't look real. It doesn't look real to me. It looks too orange, and also the grass is muddy. You see that? It's almost like smeared. Whereas in the DJI, you can see the grass detail. Now, this was the dynamic range here. Now, one thing, when you see Canon has the starburst, so you can see the rays, whereas the Osmo, you don't really see that. You don't see it at all. If you look up really closely, you can see some rays, little rays here and there, but you don't see much. So if you're into that, the nice rays here, then you're going to get that with Canon, whereas you're not going to get that with the Osmo Pocket 3. Now, one thing I want to look at, and this is really hard, when it comes to a camera shooting into the sun, it's very, very challenging. It's hard to get the details in the foreground. So you see there's not much detail here. Really, really muddy all around this area, and that's because it's trying to expose for the sun, but then also expose for the foreground. It's really, really challenging for cameras to do this. Now, I think DJI does a better job. It exposes for the sun, but you're still able to see detail in the grass. And I think that's really, really good. It's, like I said, it's very, very hard to do. And the DJI Pocket does a better job. Look at the trees back here. See, the trees are really, really muddy. And here, the trees have just a little bit more definition. They're not muddy. If you zoom in, I can't zoom in any closer, but you can see the trees look a little bit better on the DJI Osmo Pocket than they do on the Canon. Okay, let's move to the next picture. This is a good one here. So when we're looking at the image quality, look at this pole. I want you to look at this pole up close. So this is the Canon, okay? Look at the detail in the pole on Canon. And then DJI. Look at the detail. The detail is much better detail. And you can see this is almost, it's probably, yeah, this is out of focus here. So, you know, both cameras, they do have a focal point. And so you can see the difference, putting them side by side. You can see the difference in detail. You can see much more detail with the Osmo Pocket. Then we can look down at the grass again. Like I said, the grass, you can see the detail in the grass. You can't see the detail here. It's just very, very muddy. Okay, so that was the last image there. So hopefully you guys can see what I saw. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is much better when it comes to the dynamic range, as well as the detail, as well as the image stabilization. If you're looking at the image stabilization, the video that I showed, you could see where the Osmo Pocket 3 is pretty steady all the way through, where the Powershot, the Canon Powershot, anytime I moved around anywhere, you can see it kind of jitter. And so the image stabilization is just not up to par, which I anticipated because the Pocket 3 has a mechanical gimbal, whereas you have digital image stabilization with the Canon. So it's actually cropping into the sensor. So it's the image quality is not going to be as good, and the stabilization is also not going to be as good. So I want to know what you guys think. So you guys take a look at the video. Let me know about the audio as well, because like I said, when it came to the audio, I was really pleasantly surprised that the DJI Pocket 3 had much better audio, in my opinion, than the Canon Powershot. And the Canon Powershot has those big mics. That's what's crazy to me. It has the two big mics on the top, but for whatever reason, DJI, they did a much better job when it came to the audio. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.